Directory. Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer are inspiring you to get your business right. They know that customer experience isn't just another thing, it's the only thing. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show, home of positive business talk. Angel Tussey, Eric Raymer, helping you get your business right by reminding you that small business is big business, and your business is our business. Howdy.
And without customers, you don't have a business. You have an expensive hobby.
Amen.
We're going to talk a little bit about customer service. And these days, if you have a bad experience as a customer, we've seen that they can take to the likes of the social media, create these videos that go viral.
Oh, yeah. You know, the examples are abundant. How about the man who was dragged off the United Airlines flight?
Oh, right. Yeah. But what ends up happening is we think that a lot of times the people are griping on social media about your customer experience because they want a refund.
Right.
But that's actually not typically the case. According to a survey, that 80% of respondents who went online to post something negative, they weren't interested in a refund. In fact, they were more interested in whistleblowing unfair practices.
Interesting.
So when we think about what customers are looking for, how they want validation, they want this great customer experience. They want to know that you've got a consistent customer experience. If you're going to give me this experience, you're going to give somebody else that, and you're not going to flip-flop it or change it just depending on your mood or who's handling the front desk. And so when we talk about customer service and taking care of the customers, right now, you guys are planning your 2018. You're doing all of your strategy sessions. You're putting your brand on your to-do list. Are you inviting your customer service team to the strategy meeting?
You really need to, and here's why. 82% of adults in the United States are reading online reviews from other customers at least some of the time. And of that group, 40% say they almost always do. I am among the 40% that say I don't buy anything without an online review. So your customer service team has a seat at that table.
They absolutely do. So instead of thinking as your customer service team as a cost center that solves issues or just takes the payments, right? It's the billing department. Companies should recognize it as the key to developing what they are calling consumer intimacy.
I love consumer intimacy.
I thought you'd like that phrase.
Right.
I didn't make it up. That actually came from entrepreneur.com from Jasper Weir. He calls it consumer intimacy. How do customers feel? How do you treat them? How do they feel they're treated? And what are they going to tell others about the treatment that they receive?
Contrary to common belief, the best customer service isn't always about the customer always being right. We've established that. Customer is not always right, but they're always your customer. And when you treat your customers as if they were your family, pause, it's French for please hold.
Okay.
We have to say, if you like your family. Okay. Because some people would treat their customers like their family, and that would not be a good thing. But
let's treat them like they are our biggest fans.
Absolutely.
And that we are theirs.
And right. Because when you treat them with the highest regard, the highest respect, you're going to win loyalty.
And that's what we're after. When we say customer service has a net value of 0, it's because we know they're easily swayed away. Customer loyalty is what we are looking for. And we can create brand loyalty, but it starts with our customer experience. And so when we talk about technology and the digital age and all this automation, how it is so easy to get lost and think that this is all just automated and that we're all just filtering people through and it's a numbers game. But it's really an incredible chance for us to create this more personalized experience where customers don't fall through the cracks. They get all this communication from us about the life cycle of their purchase and what it is that they purchased and the experience that they're going to receive. It helps us to market to them more efficiently, more timely, because we know what their buying cycle is. So while it can look like, okay, we're just numbers and we forget that there's people, if you look at it from your customer service eyes, there's a lot of potential here to create this customer intimacy.
You're absolutely right. Who should be responsible for that? Well, the CEO, right? You know what that stands for, Chief Executive Officer.
Sure.
And the CMO,
Chief Marketing
Officer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the COO, Chief Operations Officer. Well, how about this? There's a new trend. CCO. Chief Customer Officer.
They actually revealed that CCOs today are more responsible for what was once viewed as a marketing key performance indicator, right? So it was really all about content marketing, web traffic. You know, when we talk about the customer service department, it's where you paid your bills. It's where you got your refunds. It's where you took a complaint.
Right.
But these days, when we have that chief customer, was it the chief? What'd you call it?
Chief Customer Officer.
Chief Customer Officer. Then you realize that this is all about taking all of that data, all those key indicators, that ideal target information, and actually creating this overwhelmingly positive, memorable customer experience.
Big guns are hiring them. Johnson & Johnson, Mars, all these companies now getting a CCO. And I think that'd be the ideal job, for people like us, Angel, because it's all about the customer. The world revolves around the customer experience.
It does. And, too often, right, we underestimate and we think that those that are taking care of that customer, it's just about the complaints. But even in those complaints, even the ones that deal with complaints on a daily basis, they are your eyes and ears to what matters and what's most important and what the pain points are in the customer experience. Because you've got your marketing team, right, who's attracting people. They're out there and you're marketing and you're attracting and they're hearing about you and your brand is everywhere.
Right.
Then you've got your sales team who's out there then converting that into revenue, right? We're selling them. So they've heard of us. That makes it easier for your sales team to go out and make the sales. But then what happens after the sale? You want your sales team out making new sales. You want your marketing team out attracting new clients. Who's caring for the customer now?
Your CCO and his team or her team.
Right?
Absolutely.
This is who should be interacting with your customers on a regular basis. They're the ones that have that the eyes and ears to how that product is actually delivered, how that service, and how can we tweak that and how can we improve that, and making sure that the customer is not only happy, they're coming back, they're buying from us, and they're bringing friends with them.
Here's the wrap up on this whole thought of having the customer service team be a part of your executive committee that moves the direction chooses the direction of your company. Says the best advertising has always been word of mouth. And to this day, it can't be bought. People will peruse the opinions of strangers on the internet because they can, but they truly trust their friends and relatives. In any type of business, great customer service is the first and most crucial step to creating lifelong fans who are going to vocalize their loyalty to whoever and whenever the chance arrives.
And we've seen it, right? You watch the social media, you watch the tweets, and how one comment can really just kind of balloon out of control or be a real fanfare and love fest for your brand. So when we think about that CCO, it's also then who's monitoring this customer conversation that is happening. If word of mouth truly is the best and it can't be bought, but it's happening, who's in charge of that customer conversation? Who's in charge of maintaining that, creating that, keeping it engaged and going so that the customer feels like they're being heard on social media? It's your CCO.
Your CCO. And your CCO, going back to that, the Chief Customer Officer, they need to have some skill sets in order to be able to motivate and engage a team so that because no man is an island, they're going to be able to go out and execute your customer service strategy. If these words are new to you folks, can we encourage you to stay connected to the Experience Pros by going to experiencepros.com and let us know that you are engaged in that conversation, because frankly, the fact of the matter is you can't help it. It's upon us. When Experience Pros started, almost 10 years ago, the whole idea of creating a revolution in the way people treat people in business was a novelty. Today, it's a reality.
It is. You know what? Making sure that the customer is always top of mind at every strategy meeting, what that interaction is like, who's taking care of them, because they will go out. If there's any glitch in the system, if there's any hiccup along the way, they now have a megaphone to make sure that all their friends and family know about it.
All right. Well, folks, we're going to take a quick break. But before we do, if you'd like the archives of this broadcast or any of the broadcasts that we do, go to experiencepros.com/radio and click on the archives button. Take you straight to all the information that you are seeking. Angel and I will be back right after these messages. This is the home of positive business talk. This is the Experience Pros Radio Network.